Here we are in the AI Content Fly dashboard. And for this demonstration, I've chosen to use a niche that I know nothing about to prove that you really can let AI Content Fly do the work to generate amazing content, even if you don't know anything about the topic. So the niche that I've chosen is aquascaping. That's basically the art and science of creating an underwater landscape. It happens to be a popular hobby these days, and those involved in it can spend a lot of money on it. So I chose something that is slightly obscure, but it also does have business potential. And just for the record, I do love fish, and I love aquariums, which would be a related niche, but I don't even own an aquarium, and I couldn't teach you anything about aquascaping, so I'm truly going to let AI Content Fly do all the work on this. Let's go ahead and start by clicking on Documents and then Workbooks. Now, this is optional, but I'm just going to show you how you can set this up to help keep things organized in AI Content Fly. I'm going to create a new workbook, and we'll call it Aquascaping. And now we're going to click on the Templates tab and begin the demo, starting up here with blog titles. And so if we want to save our work, what we can do is actually select this workbook name here, Aquascaping, and then I could give it a name, such as Aquascaping Blog Titles. And then just give it a sentence or a few words about what your blog post is about. From the creativity dropdown, you can select low, average, or high. Throughout these demonstrations, I'll just keep it on average. Changing that variable would just give you slightly different results, and that's just another way to get unique content from this AI engine. You can also choose how many results you want, and you'll find that that's the case throughout most of our templates, as well as if you want to limit the maximum length of the result. I've found that in general, I can just keep the limit pretty high and the result will be an appropriate length. And then just click the button. And it's going to give us 10 great potential blog titles, such as Get Started Aquascaping, Exploring the Basics, Aquascaping 101, All You Need to Know, Dive into Aquascaping, Uncover the Details, Aquascaping Basics, A Comprehensive Guide, A Beginner's Guide to Creating an Aquatic Wonderland. I like that one. And on and on. And by the way, see how obscure this topic is? My browser actually put a red line under the word aquascaping because it doesn't even know that it's a real word. I also want to mention that this same blog titles template could be used for creating subtitles. For example, let's just change this to say the post is going to be about aquascaping aquariums. So perhaps the overall title would be one of these top ones, like Aquascaping, A Beginner's Guide to Creating an Aquatic Wonderland. And then it might have a subtitle called Unlock the Beauty of Aquascaping Aquariums. Maybe I know I want to have another section about filters. I can generate some subtitles for that one. So that subtitle might be something like The Benefits of Installing an Aquascaping Filter. We can then save these results as a Word document, a PDF, a text file, or we can simply copy the text or save it to our built-in storage here in AI Content Fly. Let's go ahead and save this document to our storage. You can see successfully saved. Let's go back and take a look at the next template. I'm going to skip over the second one and jump over to blog ideas, and in a moment you'll see why. I'll just say, what is aquascaping? Again, you can choose the creativity level, and then you can choose a tone of voice, ranging from funny, casual, excited, professional, witty, sarcastic, feminine, masculine, bold, dramatic, grumpy, or secretive. We'll keep it casual for now. And generate the text. And you can see what it does is gives us 5 great blog post ideas, plus the subheadings that would be a part of those blog posts. So you've got Aquascaping 101, an introduction to the art of aquascaping. And then within that post, you'd have topics like what is aquascaping, what are the benefits of aquascaping, what materials are needed to aquascape, what types of plants and fish should be used in aquascaping, what are the different styles of aquascaping, okay, and so on. And again, all I typed in is what is aquascaping. The AI came up with all of this, and as you can see, these are very relevant, well-written topics. This time I'm going to go ahead and save it as a Word document, and then I'm just going to copy this top section, which I'm going to use in the next template. So now we'll create a blog section, and I'm going to paste that content that I just copied from that last one. So the title is going to be Aquascaping 101, an introduction to the art of aquascaping. And then the subheadings were also copied directly from that previous template result. Again, we'll just leave it at average casual voice for now and generate the text. And as you can see, it turned it into a perfectly written blog post, which we could then copy and paste, say, into WordPress, or we could save it as a Word document. We could turn this into an instant lead magnet for that matter. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and save this Word document too, just in case I decide to do that later. Next, we have blog intros. And I'm going to use these same results that we used in the previous template just by copying and pasting again what AI Contentfly already gave us. We'll just leave it at average and casual. I'll just kind of leave the default settings for most of these demos just so you can see sort of an average demo. And it created a great blog post or even an article intro for us that helps draw in the reader. Like, have you ever heard of aquascaping? If not, you're in for a treat. Aquascaping is an art form that combines the beauty of nature with the creativity of the aquarist. So this is a really great intro. Next, we'll look at creating a conclusion. And instead of reinventing the wheel, again, I'm going to paste in the exact same content that we've been using. And this time, instead of giving us an intro, it gives us a great summary conclusion for any blog post or article. The next template is the welcome email. So let's say my company's name is Eric's Aquascaping. We'll say we help aquascaping enthusiasts build the best underwater environments in their aquariums. We sell aquascaping supplies and provide design services. And our audience is people who enjoy creating aquascapes in their aquariums. And again, I know nothing about aquascaping, so I just came up with this off the top of my head, typed it in. I'm going to let the AI do the hard work. So let's click the button. And here's our email. Dear aquascaping enthusiast, welcome to Eric's Aquascaping. We are thrilled that you have chosen to join us in our mission to create the best underwater environments for your aquariums. At Eric's Aquascaping, we are passionate about bringing the beauty of nature into your home. We provide aquascaping supplies and design services to help you create the perfect aquascape. And it goes on. So as you can see, not only is it a well-written email, but it also is very relevant and on topic. Let's go back and try the cold email template. I'm going to give it exactly the same information that we gave it in the previous one. I'll even leave the tone of voice the same at casual, and I'm expecting the AI to give me something different than it gave me just a moment ago. And it does. The subject is create the aquascape of your dreams. Hello, are you an aquascaping enthusiast looking to create the underwater environment of your dreams? If so, you've come to the right place. At Eric's Aquascaping, we specialize in helping aquascaping enthusiasts build the best underwater environments in their aquariums. So as you can see, this is written differently, and this is essentially as well as written as a cold email. In other words, someone who is not yet your customer. Let's go back now and try the next email template, which is for a follow-up email. Again, we'll use the same company name, the same description, the same audience. The only extra bit of detail we add here is we're following up after the prospect downloaded our free ebook about aquascaping. We'll keep everything average and generate the text. Hi, first name. Welcome to Eric's Aquascaping. We're glad you downloaded our ebook on aquascaping, and we hope you found it helpful. Continues on. It says, if you have any questions about aquascaping or need help with your project, our team of experts is here to help. We look forward to helping you create a beautiful aquascape. I don't know, guys. I'm actually getting tempted to start an aquascaping business, even though I don't know anything about it. Let's go to the next template, which is Amazon product description. I'm going to pretend that I'm selling some gray slate rocks for aquascaping. I mean, the only ingredients I really know about for aquascaping are plants and rocks. So let's just say rocks. And I'll throw in some very basic keywords again, not knowing much about the niche. I'm just going to say aquascape, aquarium rocks, natural, beautiful, and safe, and generate the text. All right, here we go. Transform your aquarium with these beautiful natural gray slate rocks. Perfect for aquascaping. These rocks will add a unique and stunning look to your tank. And it continues on with a very well written description. Moving on to the next template, we have Facebook ads. I'm going to use the same product name. So we'll say we're selling those gray rocks on Facebook or advertising them on Facebook. The audience is the same that we've been using. And for the description, I'm literally going to paste that description that was just created for us by AI Contentfly. So I'm not having to write anything new here. I am simply pasting what it's already created. We'll go ahead and generate that text. And you can see what it did was essentially took that description and turned it into an ad format and made it short enough to be a Facebook ad. Let's move on to the next template, which is Instagram captions. And again, not really knowing anything about this topic, I'm just going to say the post should be about how to get started with aquascaping for beginners who are interested in learning how to create an aquascape in an aquarium. Let's generate it. And as you can see, it gave us 5 catchy Instagram captions, such as ready to make your aquarium a work of art? Let's get started with aquascaping. Get creative and design your dream aquarium with aquascaping. Learn the basics of aquascaping and create your own stunning underwater world. Moving on, to go along with our caption, let's create some hashtags. And for this one, all you have to do is enter a keyword. I'm just going to enter the word aquascape, and that's it, just to see what the AI comes up with. And actually, it came up with a whole lot of hashtags. Now, of course, you don't have to use all of these, but aquascaping, aquascaper, aquascapes, aquarium, aquascape art, planted tank, nature aquarium, aquarium hobby. Now, see, again, I don't know much about this, so I would never have known that planted tank was a popular hashtag for this niche. So obviously, this will be a very helpful tool. Next, let's look at creating a personal social media post. I'm going to keep it very simple and say, hey, let's make a post about my new aquascape that I created in my aquarium. Generate it. Just finished up setting my new aquascape in my aquarium, and I'm loving it. It's so peaceful and calming to sit and watch the fish swim around the rocks and plants. Hashtag aquascape, hashtag aquarium, hashtag relaxing. That's great. And I mean, think about it. I mean, for social media, that's really the length that you want, and just a few hashtags. It picked the most relevant ones. Great job. Now, for a business social media post, perhaps we want to take a slightly different approach. For this one, we're going to put in our company name, which is Eric's Aquascaping, company description, and for the post, I'm going to use the same topic that I used earlier, which is just how to get started with aquascaping for beginners. And we'll generate it. Are you interested in learning how to create a beautiful aquascape in your aquarium? At Eric's Aquascaping, we provide everything you need to get started. From supplies to design services, we can help you create the perfect underwater environment. Visit our website to browse our selection of aquascaping supplies and check out our blog for tips and tricks to get you started. Start your aquascaping journey today. Hashtag aquascaping, hashtag aquarium, hashtag Eric's Aquascaping, hashtag start aquascaping. Perfect. That is a perfect business post for this niche that, again, I really know nothing about, but could easily jump into by using AI Content Fly. Next, let's look at Facebook headlines. I'm going to use the same product name that we used before, which is the Gray Slate Rocks. The audience is people who are interested in aquascaping. And I'm going to use the description that was given to us earlier by AI Content Fly. And my description was just a little bit longer than what they want us to paste in here. They're only taking 400 characters or words, whatever it is. So if that's the case, just paste in what you can, because that means it'll be enough for the AI. So go ahead and generate it. And the headline is, so it really boiled all this down, to transform your aquarium into a work of art with gray slate rocks for aquascaping. Yeah, that's a great headline for advertising this product. Next, let's look at Google Ads headlines. Again, we'll use the same product name, the same audience, and the same description as before. And generate it. In this case, it gave us 10 potential ad headlines, such as transform your aquarium with gray slate rocks. Aquascaping just got easier. Unique gray slate rocks for your tank. Aquarium art has never looked better. These are great headlines for that product. We can then pair those headlines with this next template, which will generate a Google Ads description for us. So I'm going to paste in that product description first, since I already had it copied. Then we have the product name, the audience, and we'll go ahead and generate it. Are you looking to create an amazing aquascape in your aquarium? Look no further than our gray slate rocks for aquascaping. And it continues. So we have the headlines for the ad, then we have the ad itself. So instant Google Ads. Next, let's take a look at the article generator. If you need help coming up with an article title, you could use the blog post title generator, which I demoed earlier. So I'm actually going to grab one of the titles that we came up with during that demo. I'll just paste it in there, and I'll go ahead and paste in a few keywords and generate the article. And that's it. Here's our article. Aquascaping is a creative way to bring life to an aquarium. It's an art form that involves arranging rocks, plants, and other decorations to create a beautiful underwater landscape. If you've been wanting to try your hand at aquascaping, here's everything you need to know to get started. So as you can see, not only is it well written, but it's also very informational. It is the kind of information that real people are looking for online. So you could also use this for creating lead magnets or reports. And next, we're going to take a look at the content rewriter. You can literally rewrite any kind of content. For this demonstration, I'm going to jump over to the Wikipedia page on aquascaping, and I'm actually just going to snag or scrape some content directly from this page. You know, Wikipedia is kind of sort of fair game for scraping, right? And especially if you're going to rewrite it. So I'm just going to copy it and paste it right in there. Now on this one, I think I'm actually going to change the tone of voice. You know, I have been using the casual tone of voice throughout these demos, but what if we were to change it to something different? Maybe something like funny, and see if it can actually take this very serious sounding Wikipedia article and give it a little bit of humor at least. Let's find out. All right, here is our article. Certainly it did rewrite the article or the content from Wikipedia in a more user-friendly way. Aquascaping is the art of creating an underwater paradise, a garden of aquatic plants, rocks, stones, cave work, driftwood. Let's see. Here it is, but it's all worth it in the end when you've got an amazing aquascape that's sure to make your fish friends giggle with glee. So if you're looking for a fun and creative way to express yourself, why not try aquascaping? It's sure to be a blast. And so definitely, it very much changed the tone of writing. It took something that was written in a pretty straight up scientific way and turned it into something that, in fact, is funny. Next, let's take a look at the paragraph generator. I'm going to keep this very simple. How to choose a filter for your aquascape. Throw in just a few keywords and let it go to work. And there it is, a very full-fledged, well-written, and informational paragraph on a topic that I know nothing about, but I could easily go into business and start working with this now. Next, we'll take a look at the talking points generator. I'm actually going to grab another one of the blog titles that we generated earlier in the demo and simply grab those subheadings from that as well. So again, not having to come up with anything unique or creative on my own, literally just actually recycling content that AI Content Fly created for me earlier in this demo. Let's go ahead and generate it. And here we have these talking points perfectly organized, and we've got the subheadings along with the answers and information about each of them. Going back, the next template option is pros and cons. This one is great for creating, could be something for your own product, but also would be great for product reviews if you're an affiliate or promoting something for someone else, or just trying to get traffic to your website by creating content for people who are, doing research and comparison shopping. So, for this one, I'm going to jump over to Amazon, and I found a product related to aquascaping, and this product has kind of a long name. I don't know. I could use the full name, or I could just use part of it. I might just use that first part of the name and paste it in as the product name. And then for the description, I'm actually going to grab the description right off of Amazon as well. So I'm just going to copy that, paste it in there, and let the AI do the rest. And this is really interesting. I did not even read what this product, exactly what it was or what the pros and cons might be, but the AI did a great job of analyzing it and came up with some pros and a few cons. It's expensive for a starter kit. It may take some time to get used to the tools, and maybe not suitable for larger aquariums. And so really did a great job for us. Next, let's see how well it can summarize some text. And so for this one, I'm going to jump back over to that Wikipedia article that we used moments ago. And I'm going to grab some of that text, maybe even a little more of it this time, and paste that in, and then let the AI figure out what it's all about. And here we go. Even though I grabbed and pasted in a huge chunk of text from Wikipedia, it summarized it down into a very nice summary. Aquascaping is an aquatic gardening hobby where aquatic plants, rocks, stones, cave work, or driftwood are arranged in an aesthetically pleasing way in an aquarium, and gives you a little more information, but a great summary of that page. And we could then use this. You can use this for any number of things. You could use it for your own research purposes, or you could use it as content. Going back, I'm going to momentarily jump over a couple of these next templates and go to the product name generator, because we're then going to use that name for some of the other templates. And so for my seed words, I'm really going to keep it very simple. aquascaping, how to, an aquarium. And then for my description, I'm also going to keep it extremely simple because the whole point here is to save time and let the AI do the work. I'm just going to say it's a video course containing 10 step-by-step videos teaching how to set up your own aquascape at home. And I'm going to generate some product names and see what it comes up with. Aquascaping Academy, Home Aquascaping 101, the Aquascaping Aquarium Blueprint, Aquascaping Made Easy, Aquascaping Mastery. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and copy these because I'm going to use at least one of those in our next template. So going back, we are now going to create a product description. So I'm going to choose the one Aquascaping Made Easy. I'm going to use the same audience that I've been using this whole time. And then again, for the description, I'm going to keep it very, very simple because, again, what we're doing here is actually allowing the AI to create a product description for us. So we want to let it do the hard work. So we're going to put in just a very basic description and then generate it. And you can see from this very tiny amount of information that we gave, it came up with an amazing, very well written and effective description. I'm going to go ahead and copy that to use for later as well. Moving on to the next one, we also have a startup name generator. So I could throw a few keywords into there and a very short description of what this business is going to do and let the AI come up with some creative names. And it came up with great names such as Aquascape Dreams, Aquarium Wonders, Aquatic Designers, Aquatic Artisans, Aquascape Architects. I really like that. I wonder if that domain's available. It probably is. It's a good one. Aquascape Emporium and more. And going back, let's take a look at what is sure to be a controversial feature, which is the ability to instantly generate an academic essay. Now, I do want to point out here that really for us in business, we're probably not going to be creating essays to hand in at school, but this is actually great for creating lead magnets, viral reports, or what they call white papers in more technical niches. Instead of just maybe a casual article, this could be used to create something a little more sophisticated. So for this essay title, maybe we'll go something like the scientific factors that all aquascape creators should understand. And again, this is coming from someone who doesn't really know anything about the topic, but I'm still going to allow the AI to create some great content for me. And so for my keywords, I'll put in something like aquascaping, aquascape science, environment, ecosystem, plants, biology, right? Because those are some sciencey words. I think it's going to help the AI know that I want something a little more sophisticated written here. And then for my tone of voice, instead of just going with casual, maybe I will go with professional and see what it comes up with. Let's go ahead and generate this text. And sure enough, it came up with content that could be handed in as a high school paper. All right, it's a practice that's been around for centuries. The earliest known examples of aquascaping appearing in the 16th century. Though aquascaping is an art form, it's also a science. To create a successful aquascape, it's essential to understand the scientific factors that underpin the process. And then what it does is it goes in and explains the scientific factors. So the first paragraph starts with the first scientific factor that aquascape creators should understand is the environment of the aquarium. And it goes on to explain that. The next paragraph says the second scientific factor that aquascape creators should understand, the biology of the inhabitants. It goes on to explain that. The next paragraph, the third scientific factor, they should understand the interplay between the environment and the inhabitants, right? This sounds like an essay, doesn't it? The interplay between the environment and the inhabitants. But again, in addition to just being an essay generator, you could use this to create viral reports, or what we might call a white paper, right? We could turn this into a white paper that could then be distributed essentially as a lead magnet or a lead generator for this business. Now let's go back and we're going to take a look at how this AI can create a completely different type of content, sort of the opposite of an essay, which would be a creative story. So I came up with a little idea, and I'm just going to paste it in, and I kept my idea very simple. I wanted it to be on the same theme of aquascaping, so that I could use it perhaps as, maybe like an extra product or even a lead magnet for this business. But my thought is to turn this story into a little children's book. So it's about a crab that lives in an aquascape, and then he escapes. All right, so let's just see in what tone of voice. Let's see, I could either go funny or casual. Let's go witty and see if it comes up with something a little bit more on the witty side. And let's generate this text and see what it comes up with. Here we go. Fred was a boy with an affinity for aquascaping. His room was filled with tanks of all shapes and sizes, and his favorite was the one with the crab named Larry. Larry was a peculiar crustacean, and Fred soon noticed that he had a knack for tapping his claws in a very rhythmic fashion. One day, Fred was out of the house, and Larry took the opportunity to escape from the aquarium. He scuttled around the city looking for adventure and a way back home. Unfortunately, Larry almost got eaten in a seafood restaurant before his dance moves were discovered, and he became an overnight sensation. Fred saw Larry on the news and knew he had to find him. After a few days of searching, Fred finally located Larry, who was being interviewed on the red carpet. Fred and Larry were reunited, and Fred took Larry back to his aquarium. From then on, Larry was a celebrity, and Fred was the envy of all his friends. All right, great little story. I'm going to copy that. I'm also going to save the Word document for later because I might actually turn that into a little children's book as a part of this demo. And then next, we'll take a look at the grammar checker, and I'm going to go ahead and just paste that exact story so we can check its grammar and see what the AI comes up with. And so just skimming through the results, it did make a couple of very small tweaks, but for the most part, the results that it gave me in the previous demo were grammatically correct. But you could obviously use that for checking anything. Now here's a neat feature, which is summarize for a second grader. I'm going to jump back to the Wikipedia article that we were using as a demo before. I'm going to copy that text again. And I'm going to paste that in because, again, the Wikipedia article is very technical and sciencey and a little difficult to understand. It uses a lot of big words. So let's see what the AI does with that. And it boiled down that massive amount of technical text into a very short paragraph that even a second grader can understand. Aquascaping is a hobby where people arrange underwater plants, rocks, and other decorations in an aquarium to make it look nice, right? So obviously that's a very second grader kind of a phrase. That's not something that it found in the original Wikipedia text. It really dumbed this down into a level that can be understood by anyone. Next, we have several video-related template tools. We'll start with video descriptions. And we'll just say the title of the video is how to create your first aquascape. Keep it extremely simple and let the AI do the rest. Are you ready to take your aquarium to the next level? In this video, we'll show you how to create an amazing aquascape that will transform your tank into a stunning underwater oasis. Learn how to select the right plants, etc., etc. I'm going to go ahead and copy that because we're going to use it again in a moment. I'm going to go back to the next tool, which is video titles. And to come up with some catchy titles, all I'm going to do is paste that description that AI Content Fly just came up with. So I'm not even writing anything here. I'm letting AI Content Fly create everything. And here's my title. Aquascaping 101, create an amazing underwater oasis in your aquarium. Now, if you didn't like that one, you could go ahead and generate another one. Unlock the secrets to creating a stunning aquascape, a step-by-step guide. I think I like that title a little better, so I'm going to go ahead and copy that one to use in our next template, which is the YouTube tags generator. I'm simply going to paste that title that we came up with from the last one and generate some tags. And in fact, not only did it come up with hashtags, it also came up with keywords that we can use. And just perusing this list of hashtags, these would actually be great tags to use on any social media, not just YouTube. Going back, we'll take a look at the next template, which is a very important and helpful one, which is creating video scripts. Now again, to save time and prove that you really don't have to do much work here, I'm going to paste in that exact same description that AI Content Fly came up for me moments ago. And I'm just going to base the entire script on that simple description that it came up with for me. And here we go. Hey there, aquarium enthusiasts. Are you ready to take your tank to the next level? In this video, we're going to show you how to create an amazing aquascape that'll make your tank look like a work of art. Great script. Going back, the next template is to create meta descriptions. Let's say my website name is Eric's Aquascaping. For my description, I'm actually just going to use the same description I came up with earlier for my business. And I'm going to give it the bare minimum for keywords, just some very basic ones. And then let the AI go to work. Here's my meta description. Eric's Aquascaping provides the best aquascaping supplies and design services to help aquarium enthusiasts create beautiful underwater environments. Our aquascaping products and services are perfect for creating a perfect aquascape for your home or office. And if we didn't like that, we could simply click generate text and do it again. Going back, we have a template to help us create FAQs, frequently asked questions. So I'm going to grab that product name that AI Content Fly came up with for me earlier, Aquascaping Made Easy. And then I'm also going to grab that same product description that AI Content Fly came up with for me. So again, I'm really not doing any work. I'm just using the content that it created for me. And so some FAQs would be, what is Aquascaping Made Easy? How will this video course help me? What kind of plants and rocks should I select? How do I arrange them? How do I maintain the aquascape? So I just gave them the product name and description that it came up with for me, and it's actually giving me a full list of great FAQs. Next, let's look at the testimonial and review tool. I'm going to give it that exact same product name again and the exact same description that AI Content Fly already wrote for me, and then let it go to work. And we've got 5 testimonials here, like Aquascaping Made Easy is an awesome video course. I just finished watching the videos and I'm so glad I decided to buy it. It was really easy to follow and I was able to set up a beautiful aquascape in no time. Highly recommend. So we've got 5 there that we can use. Going back, we have the Problem, Agitate, and Solution tool. This is a great copywriting formula. I'm going to use that exact same product name, again the same description that AI Content Fly wrote for me, and the same audience that I've been using throughout. And then let it go to work. So the problem would be, are you looking to create a beautiful aquascape in your own aquarium but don't know where to start? Do you feel overwhelmed by the thought of selecting the right plants and rocks, arranging them, and maintaining the aquascape? Yeah, absolutely. That's a great problem to start with. And then you're going to agitate it. You don't have to feel lost and overwhelmed when it comes to aquascaping. You can learn how to create beautiful aquascapes in your own aquarium with ease. And then you've got a solution. Aquascaping Made Easy, that's the name of my product, is the perfect video course for you. This course contains 10 step-by-step videos that will teach you how to set up an aquascape in the comfort of your own home. You will learn how to select the right plants and rocks, how to arrange them, and how to maintain the aquascape. You'll also learn how to create a beautiful aquascape that will bring life to your aquarium. See what it did there? You can take this formula to create a sales pitch for absolutely anything using AI Content Fly. The remaining tools below that are available in the Pro version of AI Content Fly, but before we take a look at those, let's take a look at the AI image generator that is also built into AI Content Fly. And it's as simple as giving it a name and just telling it what you want it to create. And so I'm going to go ahead and just call it Aquascape. And I want to come up with some images that I could use to go along with some of the content that we've just created. So I'm going to generate some images related to aquascaping. And you can select the size and the number of images that you want it to generate for each description. So here's the first one that it just created for me. That's a really nice aquascape picture. Go ahead and download that. Maybe I'll use it later. I have found that you can get some really good results if you use some artistic terms like watercolor style painting. So I'm going to go ahead and generate one of those. And here's the one it came up with for me now. That's a really pretty picture. I really like those colors and sort of the abstract fish in the background. I'm going to go ahead and download that one as well. Maybe I'll take it a step further. If you know some artistic terms or some artists, you can actually create art in the style of those artists. So I'm going to say for this one, let's create it in the style of a Monet Impressionist oil painting. And here we go. And yes, indeed, I would say that is very much in the style of a Monet. You can kind of see those brush strokes throughout this green area here. Reminds me of some of his works. Let's go ahead and download that one as well. I'm also interested in creating some illustrations for that children's book idea that I had. I mentioned it earlier when we were creating a story using the story generator. Let's go ahead and create something that might go along with that. I want a picture of Larry, the happy crab living in an aquarium. Let's see what it came up with for that. Look at that. That is a great illustration of Larry the crab living there in his aquascape. I'm going to download that to use it in my children's book. And I'm not going to create all the illustrations right now, but just to give you another demonstration, I want a picture of Larry the happy crab doing his little tap dancing. You know, he ended up in a restaurant and they were going to eat him, and then they discovered that he could tap dance, and so they decided not to eat him. So let's see what he looks like tap dancing there in the restaurant kitchen. Perfect. Look at that. Tap dancing in the restaurant kitchen. So I'm going to go ahead and download that. And then just to prove that we can do other kinds of things like people and even maybe something a little more realistic, I'm going to create a woman's face here using a prompt that I've generated before that I know will give us some good results. And let's take a look at what it created for us. Look at that. Just so you know that it can do more than just, watercolors and children's book illustrations. Now, I did want to take just a moment to kind of show you what I could do with those children's book illustrations. Now, here was this Word document that we downloaded directly from AI Content Fly of that story that we generated with AI Content Fly. And so, children's books typically have like really big font and generally just a couple of sentences on each page. But we would leave some room up here for the image. In fact, let me go ahead and zoom out so that we can see the full page. And let's see, I'll make this font a little bit smaller now because I want to have just about that much of the story on the first page. And then I'm going to drag and drop that picture of Larry the Crab that we just generated. Let's make the top and bottom margins maybe a little smaller. There we go. So the first page might be something like this. Fred was a boy with an affinity. I might just actually change that to say, who loved aquascaping. His room was filled with tanks of all shapes and sizes, and his favorite was the one with a crab named Larry. All right, so maybe I'll skip ahead and then to the scene where he is tap dancing in the restaurant. And we'll grab that image. And look at that. Unfortunately, Larry almost got eaten in a seafood restaurant before his dance moves were discovered, and he became an overnight sensation. So literally, I could just repeat that process, maybe 8 to 10 times, and have an entire children's book. Maybe you've dreamed of writing a children's book. Well, here you can actually do it in, I'd say under 15 to 20 minutes to actually have a complete children's book with a story written and illustrated that was completely created by AI Content Fly. Amazing, right? And the other thing that I should mention is that for all of these templates that we just demonstrated, we could go back and repeat that process in any number of various languages because AI Content Fly has most of the major languages built right into it. For example, if we went over here to the article generator, we just did everything in English for these demonstrations, but you could go back and create all of those different types of content in all these different languages, dozens of languages. So you can have a truly international business. You can grow a bigger audience and reach people all around the world in all different languages and ultimately make more money. That's the power of AI Content Fly. Now let's take a look at the features that come in the Pro version of AI Content Fly. Now, of course, the most important feature is the fact that you'll be able to create unlimited content. So you're not limited by the number of words that you can use each month. That is by far and away the most important feature. But we also are adding some additional tools, starting with email subject lines. So for the product name, I'm going to use the product name that AI Content Fly came up with for me earlier, Aquascaping Made Easy. And for the description, again, I'm going to paste in the description. Actually, for the features and keywords, I'm just going to save time and paste in the description that AI Content Fly came up with for me. And we'll go ahead and generate some subject lines. And here we go, ready to create a stunning aquascape. Aquascaping Made Easy. Achieve aquascaping bliss with Aquascaping Made Easy. Transform your aquarium. Aquascaping in 10 simple steps. Easier than you think. Get ready to aquascape. Create a healthy aquascape. Aquascaping the easy way. All right, so great email subject lines there. Let's move on to an event promotion email. And let's say I'm holding an aquascaping for beginners class, and this class is going to be held at Eric's Aquascaping store in Denver on May 31st. Let's go ahead and generate an email for that. So the subject, Aquascaping for Beginners class, May 31st at Eric's Aquascaping store. All right, that's very fitting. Dear aquascaping enthusiasts, we invite you to join us for an Aquascaping for Beginners class at Eric's Aquascaping store in Denver on May 31st at 9 a.m. This class is limited to 12 participants, so please register soon at ericsaquascapingstore.com. You will learn how to create beautiful aquascapes in your aquarium, get a better understanding of the basics of aquascaping. We will provide all the materials and guidance you need to get started. We look forward to seeing you there. Sincerely, Eric's Aquascaping store. Perfect. And again, if you don't like it, you can always regenerate it instantly. Company bios. Let's take a look at that. Again, we're going to use a company name of Eric's Aquascaping, and I'm going to use a very, very basic company description. And again, you can choose the tone of voice, right? So maybe I want to go a little more professional on this. I don't know. Let's generate it. And yeah, that looks like a pretty good description, a pretty good bio that I would just put right onto my website. Next, let's take a look at the app and SMS notifications. Again, for Eric's Aquascaping. And let's say that this is a reminder for users to check the expiration on their Aquascape aquarium filters and buy more so they don't run out. Again, I don't know much about this topic, but I'm just assuming that would be something that I could sell. And it gave us 6 options that we can choose from to use for those notifications. Next, let's create some unique song lyrics. So I'm thinking I could use this in that little children's book that I started creating throughout this demonstration. I could actually, maybe include this song at the end of it or somewhere in it. So the mood would be happy. The style, I think, should be funny. The theme is going to be a crab named Larry who loves to dance. And then the genre, I'm going to make it a rap because I'm not necessarily going to sing this, but I might actually use the lyrics in a children's book. And we might actually bump this to high creativity. Let's go ahead and generate the text on that. All right, so it's fast. It's in the key of E minor. Verse 1. I must show you something grander, a story about a childhood crusader named Larry. Our hero's a crab like no other. He loves hip-hop and dancing, so he sets out to show the world his moves. He takes a stand, takes his chances, ready to own the groove. He's a crab named Larry. His moves are fresh and snazzy. His name is taken off. He's becoming famous. Known all across the sea, Happy Larry and his melody. His fame rises higher. All right, so it's not like super rappy. So I think it actually would work well as a children's book. Like, he's taking on all challengers. Move by move, he's fighting battles. It's Larry's time to shine. He's the star of the show. Bopping and popping, he's conquering like a general. The people stand in amazement. His movements spellbound us till it's time to go. It's kind of Dr. Seuss-ish, What if I were to change the style and say, for kids? Let's see what it comes up with. Generate the text. Okay, so here we go. You won't believe, it's the weirdest thing. He might walk on 2, but he rocks on 8. Meet Larry, the crab, who loves to dance. He's a star on the moves ever since his chance. Happy-go-lucky Larry, he's so famous now. He just can't contain his grooves and his claws are on a wow. Happy-go-lucky Larry, he's hit all around. His moves got him attention, now he's renowned. He's passionate about every beat. His moves know no end. It's hard to compete. Nobody can keep up. They watch and they stare. He's getting recognition in the hip-hop flair. Happy-go-lucky Larry, he's so famous now. He just can't contain on his grooves and his claws are on a wow. Happy-go-lucky Larry, he's hit on... Okay, so pretty good. This is pretty good. So obviously, we could continue to crank out more material and refine it and easily... could use this for a real song, or as I mentioned, it actually would be pretty good material for something like a children's book. All right, I'm having too much fun with that. I actually forgot about that I'm making a demo here. Let's go back and take a look at the next one, which is bullet point answers. Now, if you do recall, earlier in this demo, we looked at our frequently asked question generator, so you can instantly come up with a list of questions to go along with any product. This would be the place where you can instantly generate answers for those questions. So, for example, if a question was like, how do I choose rocks for my aquascape? Click generate, and the AI is going to tell us. And in fact, it gave us such good information. This would actually be an article in and of itself. we could turn this into an article, or this would be just a very substantial FAQ answer. Start by researching the type of fish and plants you want to keep, consider the size of the rocks, think about the shape of the rocks, choose rocks that are safe for your fish, etc. So lots of great answers for this, because apparently, the AI knows that it wasn't just a simple answer. For someone who's serious about aquascaping, they need to take all of these factors into consideration. Let's go back and take a look at the next tool, which is finding answers to your challenges. Now, I'm thinking about giving the AI a challenge of its own here. I'm going to give it a tough question. I'm selling aquascape supplies, but my customers keep buying products from my competitors on Amazon because they are cheaper. How do I get my customers to keep coming back to buy their aquascaping supplies from me instead of my competitors? Let's see if it can give us an answer for that. In other words, I'm thinking like you can use this for your own business challenges, almost like built-in coaching. So there are a few approaches you can take to this challenge. It says AI Content Fly, price matching. You can offer to match the prices of the competitors on Amazon. Yes. Quality. Yeah, you can emphasize the quality of your products to make sure that your customers know they're getting the best quality products from you. Customer service. Yeah, focus on providing excellent customer service. Loyalty programs. That's a great idea. AI Content Fly. Thanks. Yes. And promotions. Obviously, yeah. Promotions and discounts. And then we could generate more solutions if we wanted to. But that's a pretty good answer to that challenge. We can also have it come up with a business strategy for us using our business strategy generator. And I'm going to keep it real simple. Again, let the AI do the work. Just tell it my sector is selling aquascape supplies. What should I do? And here it came up with 6 great strategies for me, from pricing and cost optimization to product and service differentiation, market expansion, customer retention, and strategic partnerships. Fantastic stuff. Next, let's take a look at our sales pitch generator. Again, keeping it very simple, I'm going to say our category is retail sales. I'm going to say my product is simply aquascaping supplies, and just a couple of key features. That's it. Let's let it come up with a pitch for us. And so the salesperson says, hey, I'm Eric. I'm here to help you find the perfect aquascape for your home. Oh, great. What do you have to offer? Well, we sell high-quality plants, rocks, filters, and aquariums for aquascaping. Not only are our products eco-friendly, but they also come at great prices. Plus, excellent service and support. We even help you design the best aquascape. Customers like, that sounds great, but I'm not sure I have the time or money to invest in this. So the salesperson's like, I understand, but aquascaping can actually be a great investment. Not only is it aesthetically pleasing, but it can help purify the air in your home. Plus, our team can help you create the perfect setup and provide ongoing support so you don't have to worry about doing it all yourself. Well, that's definitely appealing. Absolutely. We've got the best product service. So see what it does here? Creates an actual scenario, a sales simulation that you can use for your own, your own purposes, or if you happen to have a team, if you've got people selling for you, if you've got employees, you can use this to create scenarios and scripts for them. And again, rinse and repeat. You can regenerate this and create additional scenarios simply by tweaking the input. Let's go back to the next tool, which is career guidance. Yes, little did you know that not only does AI Content Fly create content, but it also gives you advice. So let's just say I'm interested in marine biology, right? I'm interested in aquascaping, but maybe some sort of a career in marine biology. What are some options for me, AI Content Fly? And here we go. It basically tells me just exactly what I need to do, how I can get into that career, and what some options are for me. Jumping back to the next feature, we have Twitter tweets. And I'm going to keep this as simple as possible and just say the topic is learn about aquascaping. What would be a tweet? How about check out these amazing aquascapes? Aquascaping is an art form that's gaining more attention. Learn more about it here. Link, #aquarium, #nature, #fish tank. Or get inspired by these beautiful aquascapes. Aquascaping is a great way to spruce up your aquarium. Learn more here. Link, #aquarium love, #fish tank. These are actually perfect promotional tweets. From a marketing standpoint, very good. It's got a good call to action. It's got the link, and then it finishes up with some relevant hashtags. Very nice. Now, here's a brilliant one, Quora Answers. You can use this to drive traffic and gain authority in any niche. And rather than just making up a question, we can just hop over to Quora and they actually have a category for aquascaping. Now, it's not one of their more popular categories, so I could probably go through here and literally come up with an answer for every question that's been asked about aquascaping and answer it. So, for example, what is the best aquarium plant fertilizer? So, me, Eric, I have no clue, but let's just ask AI Content Fly to generate an answer for us and see what it comes up with. Wow. And so, see, the AI knows that people on Quora, like Quora users, are looking for good, thorough answers. Those are the ones that they're going to vote up and the ones that they're going to pay attention to. And so it didn't just give us like one or two sentences. It gave us some really, really good information about finding the best aquarium plant fertilizer. So I could simply copy this and go paste it into Quora, as an author, as a solution provider, and immediately start gaining authority on Quora and ultimately, parlay that into traffic for my business. And on to the next tool, which is LinkedIn ad descriptions. Once again, my product name is Aquascaping Made Easy. I'll use the same description that AI Content Fly wrote for me and the same basic audience that I've been using. Go ahead and generate that. And here's our description. Are you looking to create a beautiful aquascape in your own aquarium? Aquascaping Made Easy is the perfect video course for you. And it goes on with a very nice, concise description or pitch. You can also use it for LinkedIn posts. And I know that, most people using LinkedIn, they're either looking to network or looking to get a job. So a post that might gain some attention would be something involving jobs. So maybe something about how to get a job involving aquariums. Let's see if the AI can come up with something about that. And it does. In fact, it gives us 5 posts that we can use. So something like, got your site set on a job involving aquariums? Check out my top tips for making your application stand out from the competition. A couple of hashtags there. Or working in an aquarium is an amazing opportunity. But how do you know if it's the right fit for you? Here are my top questions to ask yourself before making the leap. Again, hashtags. Great stuff there. Next, we can create YouTube outlines. So once again, to prove just how easy it is, rather than coming up with any unique content on my own, I'm just going to copy this first section from the aquascaping article on Wikipedia and just paste that in there, and then let the AI come up with a YouTube outline for me. And here we go, a great outline for this video. Next up is the tone changer tool. This is great for changing the tone of any content. Since I still have it on my clipboard, I'm going to paste in that same bit of article from Wikipedia because it's a very sciencey, serious tone. So let's say we want it to give it a hilarious and sarcastic tone, and then for the tone of voice drop down, we'll pick funny. Let's see what it does with that. All right, here we go. So it took this Wikipedia article, and here it is. Aquascaping is a craft that requires a true artist's eye. You take aquatic plants, rocks, stones, cave work, or driftwood and arrange them in a manner that is supposed to be aesthetically pleasing, but let's be honest, it's just a glorified version of gardening underwater. That's great. That is sarcastic and funny. Aquascaping has been around since the 1930s, and apparently people thought it was a great idea to take their love of fish keeping to a whole new level. Now, so this is great. So it did exactly what I wanted it to do. And that is something that is difficult, right? I mean, that's something that's very difficult for humans to do, to actually take something that was written in a scientific matter like this aquascaping article and turn it into something funny and sarcastic. And that's just one example. You could do the opposite. You could take something funny and make it serious. You could do all kinds of things, but this is a great way to change the tone of anything. Going back to our next tool, we can create a TikTok video script. Again, keeping it simple, I'm just gonna say how to create an aquascape at home. I'm gonna throw in a few very basic keywords and just generate it. And it knows that, TikTok scripts should just be short and, kind of witty. Even though we didn't say to make it witty, we just said, create a script that says, hey, everyone, are you looking for a fun and creative hobby? I'm here to show you how to create an aquascape in your own home. First, you'll need to gather all the necessary supplies. Next, okay, so it just gives you a few very quick, just like quick hits. That's what you want in a TikTok video, just those quick informational hits. That's what people want. Next up, we have our text extender. That's right, you can make something longer. So, for example, a very, very short sentence is, aquascaping is a fun hobby. Like, I want to expand on that concept, right? So I'm going to throw in, a few keywords, something that has to do maybe like with an aquarium and maybe with it being easy. Let's see what it turns that into. Okay, so it took these short, this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words, right? Aquascaping is a fun hobby. And it expanded it to say aquascaping is an interesting and easy hobby that can be done right at home with an aquarium. It's a fun and creative way to design a unique landscape, aquascape that can be enjoyed by the whole family. Brilliant. Next up, we have the definition generator. So let's just say the word is aquascape. What's the definition of aquascape? And there we go. It gives us a great definition that we can use on our website or anywhere else. And obviously, that's pretty easy, pretty simple. Maybe I should generate it in a different language like German, a language that I don't know. And just like that, you can generate it in as many different languages as you want. Next up, we can generate LinkedIn ad headlines. I'm going to stick with my same product name here, the same audience, and once again the description that AI Content Fly wrote for me, and go ahead and generate it. And it gave us 10 great headlines. Next, we have a startup idea generator. This one's very simple to use. All I have to do is type in one word. I'll just type in aquascaping. And it gave me 10 business ideas involving aquascaping. It could be a subscription-based online platform that provides aquascaping tutorials and tips and things like that. It could be an online marketplace for the supplies and equipment. Could be a mobile app. Could be an online community. Could be a service that provides custom design aquascapes. Could be a subscription-based delivery service for supplies and equipment. Could be an online store. An online forum, a mobile game that simulates aquascaping. That's actually a great idea. Yeah, it's fantastic. And that's just one run through. I mean, we could generate it again. And that's just for one obscure area of interest, which is aquascaping. Very cool. And then we have a very interesting tool called Health Suggest, which is designed to come up with remedies for various ailments. But I want to test just how creative this AI Content Fly really is by applying it to my niche. I want to say something like a nitrogen deficiency in aquatic plants, because that is a problem that my audience for aquascaping might have. Let's go ahead and generate it. And here we go. The most effective medication for treating nitrogen deficiency in aquatic plants is a combination of nitrogen-rich fertilizers and water-soluble nitrogen supplements. Fertilizers provide a slow release of nitrogen into the soil, which is then absorbed by the roots of the plants. Water-soluble nitrogen supplements provide a more immediate source of nitrogen, which is quickly absorbed by the leaves of the plants. And it goes on to give further information about that solution. So absolutely, this AI knew what to do with this. Even though this wasn't involving a human ailment and medication need, this would actually apply to the niche that I've been using in this demo. And this would be some information that would be perfect for, say, my website or a product, or even just understanding my audience and what to sell to that audience. So it just amazes me how smart this AI is and how helpful it is for my business. And I know that you'll feel the same way when you use AI Content Fly for your business.